This video was originally titled, Lucy Heartfilia is Useless, and it was supposed to go through her battle capabilities and how she mainly relies on the assistance of others to win fights. But I couldn't possibly make that video because I couldn't fully justify that argument with full confidence. Instead, let's talk about taste in waifus. If you've watched anime for long enough, at some point or the other, you would have noticed that a certain fondness grew between you and a particular character. This fondness grew so deep that you would have a little title to give them, being waifu or husbando. Husbando being a male waifu and a waifu being a female waifu. Most of the focus on this video will be put on the female variety. You see, female waifus genuinely tend to be more quirky and wild in nature, making them even more popular than a husbando. If you have good taste in choosing your waifu, you could be dubbed a person of culture, but this video is about people who have trash taste when they're choosing their waifus. Specifically those who decide to choose Lucy from Fairy Tail as their waifu. You know when someone has good taste if they choose Esdeath as their waifu. You know if someone has good taste if they choose Chika as their waifu. Heck, you know if someone has good taste if they choose any recurring character from Komi-san Can't Communicate as their waifu. But Lucy? The one reason you would dare choose Lucy is the same reason why anybody would choose Akano as their DxD waifu. And every single high school Dungeons & Dragons waifu is garbage. To start off, all of them are annoying as frick. But it's harem anime, that's the point. And let's be honest, you just want to avoid the possibility of ever having to go with the default option if you can't decide. So viewer, I bet you're wondering, what is this mysterious reason why anybody would dare choose Lucy or Akano as their waifu? To put it simply, they have certain parts about them, which I shall not specify by name because I fear that there are two ways in which I can get in trouble. But in a layman's terms, the only reason you would choose Lucy is because she is clearly prettier than every other female in Fairy Tail. She has probably the most amount of fan-servicey moments in the entire series. That ain't the only reason she trash though. Her personality, come to think of it, is kind of bland compared to the other female Fairy Tail members in general. Urza is awesome, so I don't need to go into any other details about her. She's just that good. Juvia is inspiring because of her conviction to do the best for the ones she loves most. Gajiel is flat out absolute suaveness for having such a great redemption story. You have this mass collective of wacky and zany characters who in some way are relatable, but Lucy, not really. Now, she ain't bland because she's the voice of reason most of the time. No. You know, there are those moments where she gets confused when somebody starts doing some kakas, which admittedly can be comedic sometimes. When she doesn't point out the joke. You see, Lucy is bland because she appears to have gotten into this cycle where the only thing she does is look pretty, cry, get mad at Natsu for breaking into her house, cry again because she's happy to be in Fairy Tail, rinse, repeat. You know Wendy used to cry all the time, right? Yeah, she grew out of that. Lucy didn't do jack diddly squat. She remained the same throughout. You know, I have two friends. They have appeared on my channel before, but I decided to delete the video because it wasn't fair to the artist's work, you know? I didn't ask for permission. Now, these two friends have both told me that they despised Lucy so much that they want to eventually end up dying. But you know, now that I think about it, I'm like, wait, hold up. You realize that this is Fairy Tail you're talking about, right? Nobody dies in Fairy Tail. Now, I wanted to end off this video by answering the title. No, Lucy is not waifu material. All she is good for is Naru Doujinshis, but, you know, Lucy is technically the character from Fairy Tail that we've known for the longest out of all of them. She's been there since the beginning, always helping out and trying to do her absolute best to follow her passion of writing, which actually paid off in the end. So, to be honest, she'll always hold a special place in my heart. But she's still trash, though. You know it was gonna end like that. You feel tired.
like eternity.